Good day to you. It is Friday. My message for Friday is the same message every single Friday, which is finish strong, fight harder. Do what you need to do today to keep yourself, your life, your business, all your goals, all your targets on track so that you can achieve your short, medium and long-term objectives. If you don't get done what you need to get done today, you always have the weekend to catch up. For many people, that's a little bit of a mindset adjustment right there, because you've been conditioned since children to believe that the weekends are purely for leisure and for relaxing and everything else. All days are equal. As an entrepreneur, I'm just as likely to take a Monday off as I am work my arse off on a Sunday. And here's the thing, weekends are awesome for working because there's little distraction, because all the other people that would normally distract you are also under the false misinterpretation, because they've been conditioned also that the weekends are supposedly not for working. I'm telling you now, if you're an entrepreneur and you're not putting in a few hours over the weekend, you are missing a massive trick. Anyway, I am here right now waiting for my kids to finish their horse riding lesson. I have Eddie in the car with me as well, because Tracy, poor thing, is at home incredibly poorly, and Eddie can't be left too long on his own because he's still got that puppiness in him, even though he's over a year old, and if you leave him too long, he will inevitably destroy something or do other things which are untoward. So yeah, he's with me in the car so I can keep a close eye on him. He's fast asleep, bless his little heart. I'm waiting for the kids. I have later on, I've got to do some videos for the 28-day self-esteem reboot. We've got nearly 300 people signed up to that reboot, and it just goes to kind of show me again what I already know to be true, which is, as a human species, okay, we are plagued with lesser levels of self-esteem and confidence than we could do with, or should have, and it's a really big gap in people's games. The tagline for the reboot is actually success starts with self-esteem. Your self-esteem sets the bar on what you deserve. You can't have more than what you've learned to deserve. What you have learned to deserve is based on your levels of self-esteem, your self-worth, etc. So if we can boost your self-esteem, we can boost what your worth is, what you deserve, and therefore it opens up the possibility for you to go out and achieve more, but more importantly, keep hold of it. If you start to have more than unconsciously you deserve, your unconscious has a knack of balancing that equation out. In other words, it might run some sabotage patterns, etc., get you back down to where it believes, or where it's been conditioned, you deserve to be. Really enjoying that program, having massive breakthroughs. We're just over the two-week mark. We've got 13 days to go, and yeah, people are absolutely smashing it on there. Just feeling better about themselves. They're starting to assert themselves more in the world. You know, if you're a business owner, you want to be successful, you really need to be able to exert yourself fully into the world. That's not about being an arsehole or a dick. The whole program tells people that actually, you know, things like, you know, like there's the ugly side of ego, arrogance, conceit, all those kinds of things, bragging, all those things actually are on the opposite end of high levels of self-esteem. In fact, when you meet people like that, I'm telling you now, they have low self-esteem. Try and convince them of that. They'll never listen to you because they're full of bullshit. But honestly, you cannot have too much self-esteem. You cannot regard yourself too highly. You really can't. The more highly you regard yourself, the more confidence and self-esteem you have, the more able you are of actually being truly objective with your own flaws and your own faults. And that's an essential part of personal development. And of course, as a business owner, personal development is an essential part of your success. Anyway, I'm sitting here, I've got my iPad with me, I'm doing some work, I'm catching up, Eddie's in the car, I'm looking at some sheep and some horses and some kind of slightly bleak but nonetheless pleasant countryside. Hope you're having an awesome Friday. As I said before, make it count. I'll check in with you a little bit later, maybe after I've shot those videos in the studio for the reboot. Have an awesome one. Check in a bit. Good evening to you. Everyone has gone to bed, so I'm just going to shoot this really quickly and I'm going to get my head down as well. Really in keeping with the theme of today's video, which is in alignment with the 28-day self-esteem reboot challenge that we're currently running, which is all about the power of having a good level of self-esteem. Here's the thing about self-esteem. When we're born, okay, we are born an empty vessel, okay? And we learn from our surroundings, we learn from our environment, who to be, how to act and react. Also, chance happenings, right? You know, the experiences we have throughout life, it also conditions us in terms of who we are and what we think we are, what we think we should do, what's right, what's wrong, etc. And that programming goes in, and then unconsciously we continue to play out these behaviors, these learnt conditioned patterns of behaviors that actually aren't us, or they certainly aren't us in terms of we were born with them, okay? We learnt them, we took them on for ourselves, and then we play them out. So of course, if we learnt to behave in certain ways, if we learnt to have less self-esteem than we would want to have, if we learnt to be unconfident or to lack confidence in ourselves, or just to have low self-worth, etc., whether that was given to us as a direct lesson in life from other people around us, or whether it was just experiences that kind of gave us that that kind of interpretation of ourselves that we took on, the truth of the matter is we can reprogram ourselves. We don't have to accept that. The first stage is really acknowledging that's not who I am, that's just who I've learned to be. That's not who I have to be moving forward. I have possibility, there's potential in me that maybe is not being lived into right now. Accept that possibility. If you sit there and say, I am this way and that's it, there's no room for growth. If you accept that I am what I am today because of the lessons I've had so far in life, but from this moment forward, I'm going to give myself better teachings, better lessons, then it opens a door to possibility. So raising self-esteem isn't necessarily an easy thing to do. Raising your confidence isn't necessarily an easy thing to do. However, it's just like any other personal development. You first of all have to see the possibility. You have to see the potential within yourself. And then what you need to do is you need to lean against the status quo, lean against what is today, and start to live into your potential. Start to take small steps or even big steps if you feel the need or feel you can, towards where it is you want to be. First of all, to achieve any goal, you need to know where you want to get to. You need to know where you are, and then it's really a case of bridging the gap. So who am I today? Who do I want to be tomorrow? Metaphorically tomorrow. And then it's about bridging that gap one little step at a time. The 28-day self-esteem reboot is having a massive impact because we're just constantly moving forward a little bit. We're just reflecting on ourselves in more positive ways, reflecting on life in more positive ways. I'm educating people on why they think what they think, why they got to this position, and what they can do to lift themselves out. Obviously, I can't do a whole 28-day reboot with you right now, but it really does start with understanding you've learnt to be the way you are today through chance experiences, bad luck, whatever it might be, maybe some bad lessons from people in your past or even in your present. And the truth of the matter is, if I learnt to be this way, I can learn to be a new way. I have to accept that possibility, and then I need to know where I want to get to, and then I need to continually just exerting myself bit by bit, step by step, day by day, more and more increasingly into the best version of myself, the version of myself that I wish to be, the one that makes me feel good about myself and feel proud about who I'm being, but also the one that gives me the result that I want in life, that makes me proud, that makes me feel purposeful and passionate about what it is that I am creating. Success genuinely really does start with self-esteem. If your self-esteem's a little bit of a slump, you do need to get it rebooted if you are going to have any chance really of living into the potential that I believe resides in every one of us. I'll leave you on that thought. I'll check in with you on Monday. We'll do it all over again. As I always say, because it's Friday, make sure you make it count. If you have to pick up the slack at the weekend, do so. Start with a clean slate on Monday. Keep yourself on track, and I'll check in with you then. Have an awesome weekend doing whatever it is you are doing.